we have arrived at this place, this spiritual way of life together. But we took very different paths. This is, of course, true of everyone and everything in this life. We all walk our own path, but so often we come to the very same conclusion. Perhaps you will come to this same conclusion as well.
64,000 is the median number of words per book. Average person reads about 200 words per minute. Simple math will tell us that is one book in 320 minutes. To accomplish this in 7 days, numbers say you would have to read for 45 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button, like, comment, and share. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Book of the Week series. Every week as I read another amazing title, I share it with the world. My name is Igor S.F. Walker, and today we look at Think Indigenous Native American Spirituality for a Modern World by Doug Goodfeather. So how about you slow down and relax? Reduce all that noise for just a bit. Make that choice and decide to listen. In this video, we'll look at a book that teaches Native American philosophy as a way for people to find their way back to their own natural spirituality and healing. Stick around till the end. I will share with you some tools I do have and use that will help you tremendously in this game of life. Discover a way to find out what actually motivates you, what innate human need is driving all of your decisions and your behavior. I will share some tools to improve your self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. In order to be a part of community, you have to start with yourself. People benefit from that because they do not have to take care of you. You can take care of them. Become the next teacher, passing on the values, virtues that you were raised with. Self-reliance and self-love, they come first. That's the first stage. If I didn't have the understanding of self-love and self-reliance, I wouldn't have been able to learn to love the community, to have compassion for the people around me. I had to love myself in order to love and protect others. My prayer for you is this: that you get comfortable with not knowing the right thing to do. We do not know how to do everything, and we all make mistakes. A lot of times, when I made a mistake, I would punish myself. But that's not a good way to live. Life isn't meant to be easy. If it were, we would not need prayer or spirituality or healing at all. Indigenous spirituality is not a religion. It is a nature-based way of living in alignment with Mother Earth and the spiritual laws of the universe. The answer to any meaningful question can be found in the natural world if you learn how and where to look. Indigenous spirituality is both a practice and a way of life. No political party controls it, and no religious dogma dictates it. We can practice any religion and then also identify with indigenous spirituality. We, the people, make ourselves sick in order for the people to heal. People must be willing to make sacrifices, and people must be willing to forgive and love. One of the reasons we do have modern problems that we don't seem to have modern solutions for is as humanity has evolved. Technologies have separated us from the natural world. we have drifted further and further away from the ability to recognize and to connect with the source of our original spirituality. We no longer think in terms of immediate social responsibilities or long-term consequences to our unborn children. We think in terms of exploiting people and the planet with a degenerative cultural perspective and rapacious societal belief. The fundamental nature of our collective indigenous spirituality is what unites us all as one people. And we can all rest assured that the Creator does not require anyone to be born Native American in order to understand how to think indigenous. These ways are as profound as they are simple. They are as powerful as they are humble. They are sacred as they are common. These are living virtues that cannot be purchased, and they're not for sale. We either live them or we do not. The way of the 7 generations. Conscious living is a modern term for an ancient way of living in harmony with the laws of nature, and how the personal choices and personal decisions we do make will affect the lives of our unborn relatives 7 generations from today. Conscious living also takes into the account that the many generations that have come before us would stand as examples of what to do and what not to do, so that we can avoid past mistakes and learn to allow joy and success to reach us faster. The way of the buffalo. Mindful consumption is a modern term for the ancient practice of respecting and honoring all beings on Mother Earth. We learn the practice of being intentional and deliberate with our impact on the earth, and the beauty of walking on our journey of life with the awareness of a circular mindset. The way of the community. Collective impact describes the process of finding your truth and being a part of a like-minded community. We discover how to elevate awareness and become a living example of truth in action. The Creator is the awareness that allows both the existence of anything and everything and the contemplation of the existence of the anything and everything. The Creator, the Great Spirit, is every single thing and the space between every single thing and the possibility and the potential of every single thing. As the physical form of a spiritual being, each of us is a fully realized manifestation of the Creator that we actually chose to co-create. And our purpose in life is to express ourselves as the highest and best version of this life that we actually choose. The collective consciousness of all beings is known as the Great Spirit. And the awareness of that consciousness is known as the Great Mystery. The Great Spirit is the web of life, and the Great Mystery is where all things are created and where all things shall return. It is an indigenous version of heaven, but without the pearly gates or a saintly bouncer. It simply is the other side of this side. Now, we must focus on the pink, righteous elephant in the room. Religion. Organized religion has had a death grip on our one-on-one spiritual relationship with Mother Earth for the last few thousand years. In essence, religions have hijacked our natural sense of spirituality. Religious leaders have led us to believe that they want us to have a personal relationship with God, but they create systems and processes that force us to go through their particular brand of corporate spiritual salvation. It isn't that all religion is bad. In fact, anytime we gather and pray, we are creating and we are acting in alignment with universal principles of through connecting in a community and gratitude. And of course, if organized religion brings us a deep sense of peace, comfort, and connection with God, then there's no need to abandon that doctrine of belief in order to also think indigenous. But when we become comfortable enough to step away from religious dogma, we actually may experience that the Creator is still present, even without the pageantry, punishment, rules, and doctrine of obedient belief that is so frequently a part of organized religion. The good news is that it's not difficult to rebuild our relationship with the ways of the earth and stars. The memory of these ways is literally part of our ancestral blood memory. When we learn how to sink into the rhythm of our natural spirituality, we can sense the influence the moon has on us. And we become keenly aware of our earthly relationship with the power of the sun. We may have forgotten the words of our original song, but we can hum along until we begin to remember it again. This is time of rebirth and renewal. In Native American culture, generosity is a way of life built on the communal values of equality, but in cultures built on colonialism, equality is not a value. Instead, value is found in ownership, in the exploitation of resources for profit, in hoarding wealth, and in leveraging power over others. This has meant that in many parts of the world, the generosity is seen not as a value, but as a sacrifice. In the colonial mindset, when we are generous and we give something to someone, we see it as losing something, or perhaps as an exchange, as if our gift were something that we can hold over that person. Instead, in indigenous cultures, we see our generosity as honoring that person or helping to heal and ease. One voice can encourage many voices to rise up, and many voices can merge into one voice and change the world. We witness the power of our collective voice when we do go to concerts. We feel the power of the band on the stage. The sea of people is in the audience, all riding the same emotional vibration, singing together, feeling the growing energy field of the words and of the music. We go to concerts to come together as a community, to celebrate life with others who are part of the movement that the music has created. There are even times when the concert isn't so much as a performance as a spiritual ceremony, as the power of the event can wash away the stress and anxiety we do feel, revealing genuine joy, reminding us of what really is important and who we are meant to be. Our souls are drawn to celebrations because our indigenous spirit yearns to celebrate life. Both the wind and the south represent the invisible forces of our heart, mind, and spirit. Indigenous elders say that wind can signify that a change is coming. A big wind can be a sign of big change. But we can affect this change ourselves by turning air into wind, wind into breath, breath into words, and using those words to speak out desires into reality. All too often we forget that the element of air and the power of the wind have valuable lessons and wisdom to offer us. And all it takes is simply to sit still and follow our breath and listen to what the wind has to tell us. Being dishonest is unnecessarily destructive in many different ways, and even the smallest piece of dishonesty will impede us on our spiritual journey. Besides, being honest simply saves everyone a lot of time. But we must explore our sense of honesty or the honesty of another person very carefully, because complete honesty comes with a powerful clarity that we may not be prepared to handle. Most of us love the concept of complete honesty right until it's time to be completely honest with ourselves. But this level of complete honesty is the most significant step that we can take on our journey to self-actualization, the point where we are living up to our potential through the universal principles of harmony, wisdom, joy, and love. Having integrity simply means clearly communicating what you are going to do and then doing what we said. If we consistently act with integrity, it will build admiration and then people will trust us. If we act without integrity, if we break our promises or go against our word, then people will not respect or trust us. It is that simple. Essentially, procrastination is having lack of integrity with ourselves. You have to make that decision and then do it. See, success or failure is decided in the mind before a business venture ever gets launched. Water responds to positive and negative energy. Water forms beautiful or distorted crystals, and plants thrive or fail to thrive depending on the positive or negative energies it is exposed to. As humans, we're compromised mostly of water. So if speaking kind words and sending positive energy to water can change the molecular structure of water, imagine what speaking kind words and sending positive energy to our fellow humans can do, or for that matter, any sentient being. We barely have an understanding of the true spiritual power and wisdom of water. Water is a teacher, a healer, and a source of all life. All water leads directly into you. There's nothing more important than water to the health and wellness of every sentient being on Mother Earth. It is important to contemplate our understanding of and relationship with the concepts of nourishment and rejuvenation. We should also reevaluate the reasons why we're always hurrying, and especially the meaning of intention. All of this is done with the knowing that the spring is coming, and like the bear, we're preparing to emerge from our dens, hungry, thirsty, ready to engage the world. Once again, the element of earth is another gift of the Creator and a foundational element of spirituality that offers us teaching on how to embody our human form, meaning earth is about practicality. It is about who we are, what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. When was the last time you actually laid on the ground and gazed up at the sky while listening to the heartbeat of Mother Earth? So many people do not realize that we can actually hear the breath and the heartbeat of our Mother Earth. Some have never done this before, and for others it may have been much too long since they last made this connection. If we remove human dignity, compassion, or kindness from society, there will be crime, conflict, and suffering, and there will be those who construct and claim some righteous privilege to own the land, to draw lines on maps, and build walls based on race, ethnicity, and delusion. When society no longer honors human dignity, the diseased ones are able to easily convince us that the only solution to simple problems are separation and war. And what is war but a source of revenue for politicians and a profit center for corporations? This is what is meant when we say the defilement or lack of dignity is the root cause of much of human suffering. This is not to say that it is easy. What about all the bad people? What does it look like to work together to liberate those who intentionally and consciously commit harm? Are we going to convince the entire employee org chart of certain companies that just by doing their jobs, they are destroying the environment, promoting war, or harming the health and well-being of families? Of course not. Their paychecks are dependent on them not accepting that responsibility. How do we liberate these people? Well, the answer is we don't. We concentrate on those who are awakening and breaking free from these systems. These are the people we can help here and now. Reverence is what we do to show the spirit world we know it is there. Reverence inspires us to think beyond the self and acknowledge all that is on the other side of the world and of this life. The act of spiritual reverence comes from all the virtues and morals of the medicine wheel: humbleness, humility, empathy, compassion, gratitude, generosity, honesty, integrity, and more. We can show reverence for many things, including nature, or a particular person, or a group, or a time in history. And we must also have reverence for our ancestors on the other side. Your ancestors have your back. They help clear obstacles in front of you. They send you clarity. They help guide you with unseen hands. Energy flow, natural elements, grounding elements, and healing acceptance. Energy flow is the universal energy that moves all things, seen and unseen, the same energy that natives call spirit. Get creative and imagine all the ways we can bring nature back into our sacred spaces based on our senses of sight, smell, hearing, tasting, touch, as well as our psychic senses. Each of us is but a doorway through which the Creator expresses itself in our particular physical image, and this particular moment in the cosmic workings of the great mystery. When we do meet each other for the first time, we are either about to repeat a pattern or reoccurring theme in our life, or we are about to experience some type of a new beginning. The light in our eyes, when we do learn to recognize it, tells us the difference between the two. The 4 sacred elements, the 7 sacred directions, and the 7 indigenous values. are all concepts to actually help us think indigenous. Understand the natural order of the earth and the fundamentals of indigenous spirituality. It is in the center of our being where we take these concepts and implement them into the experience of our daily lives. It is time to remember who we are and our place in this universe. Do not pray for abundance. Instead, pray for the obstacles that prevent you from seeing the abundance that is already all around you to be removed from your mind and from your heart. Abundance is something to sink into and to allow. How? First, it starts from within. Make the decision and dedicate yourself to it. Second, find something to stand for and then warrior up. What have you witnessed that you know is harmful and it is destructive? Examine that and take it into your life. Retell the story, live it, activate it. Being a spiritual warrior is a way of life. Third, find your community. Reach out to those around you, build bridges, find the people who will support you in your growth and who will grow with you. We are one people. We're one nation. We are all indigenous to Mother Earth. And there you have it. Think indigenous. Now, please do help out. It is easy. Simply like this video so more people can enjoy it. Share it too, and spread the word. Do leave a comment and share your thoughts. Do subscribe to my channel and stay up to date. And the link to this book is in the description below. So buy it, read, never stop learning, especially learning about yourself and nature. So gift yourself by taking the free human needs test on my website and find out what actually motivates you, what innate human need is driving all of your decisions and your behavior. And if you feel you are ready to improve your self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management even further, then do check out my Master of Life Awareness program. The links are in the description below. Thank you. Love and respect.